Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, my little degenerates. It's your boy, Business Degenerate here, back at it again for another damn video. Ooh, we are back again for one last not E3 Summer Game Fest video. Again, like my previous videos, this will be a highlight, so I'm not gonna go over every game. But for this video, it's finally talk about the final dog in the race. The one that is pretty much the underdog of the consoles. But I gotta say, lately, Xbox should be giving themselves a pat on the back because their conference has been pretty damn good. So for this video, we're gonna be talking about all the stuff that came out of the Xbox showcase. And again, there will be timestamps in the description box below, so if you just want to focus on one particular game, I'm not going to go over every single game announcement they did, but these are going to be the games that I actually just found interesting. And I gotta say, to just give my overall thoughts on this showcase, and that I really gotta hand it to, you know, Microsoft. As much as they have gone on this record of, like, you know, giving up on a console war, or, you know, or being competition with, you know, Sony and Nintendo, I feel like, surprisingly, after watching this presentation, you know, I gotta give Microsoft their credit. They've really carved in their own path, and I think it's kind of working. Like, I was very surprised on a lot of the things that they have announced. And also, the cool thing about a lot of the things they announced was that all of it, most of it is going to be on Game Pass. And another thing is that they're really leaning heavily into the whole Play Everywhere initiative. And that's also going to go into handhelds. So I gotta say, Microsoft is actually doing pretty good for themselves. However, we gotta work on y'all fucking endings, because I swear to God, this show was really doing good. I was almost about to say it's better than the fucking PlayStation show until the final fucking announcement. Oh, Lord. But without further ado, let's just get straight into it with the games. We are going chronological order with a lot of these games. So, let's begin. They kick things off with Outer World 2, and I gotta say, when they first showed off the trailer, I wasn't really impressed until I watched the deep dive that they did, and the deep dive was actually kind of interesting. As someone who's never played the first game, it was really cool to hear, like, them trying to expand on the story. They said that they've never really worked on a, like, big, like, story-driven game before. Like, they never really thought about narratives before too hard when it came onto their games. So they said they're really cracking down on that aspect. I think the coolest thing, however, when I watched the deep dive, is, like, the perk system. It was like it's gonna be more like Fallout New Vegas, where, you know, there's a lot of different perks that gives you different abilities and whatnot. But they also showed, and I love this actually, funny enough, the perk system, negative perk systems, where it's like, oh, there was one they showed off where randomly your character will just steal something out of the environment, and there was like a guard that saw it and it start chasing you throughout the whole level. I was like, oh, that's actually kind of funny, and that's like a negative perk. Or there was one where because your knees are like so make noise, when you crouch and you get up, your knees make mad noise to the point where it's like enemies can hear you. So I was like, oh, that's actually kind of funny. Like, there's some cute ones. So overall, I was very impressed by what they showed off in the gameplay. It kind of convinced me a little bit to try it out. I don't know if I really want to play it, but again, it's on Game Pass. And speaking of playing the game, I guess the only negative news of this whole shit was that after the show, I looked it up. This game will be $80. Again, you know, Xbox and the whole tariff shit and whatnot, game prices are raising. I know a lot of people have a different viewpoints on this situation. It bums me out that Xbox is following this trend, and I know PlayStation is going to follow this trend. However, what I will say, and what I will give Xbox some leniency than other two, I would definitely say is the Game Pass. I can't stress that enough. If you don't own the Xbox, Game Pass Ultimate, what the fuck are you doing with your life? You're a fucking moron if you don't own this shit. Like, it's literally just like the best deal you can have for a console. So again, and it's first party, so it's gonna stay there for pretty much forever. Again, so I don't really see the problem, the argument. Like, I get the argument, and it sucks for anybody who is not part of the Xbox ecosystem. But at the same time, I'm kind of looking at it as like, I think this is their way of drawing more people into the Xbox ecosystem by saying, hey, get Game Pass and you can literally play this shit for free or for only $20. So again, I gotta give them some credit on that. I gotta give them at least some cut of the slice of the pie, baby. So overall, it looks really good. The game comes out October the 29th. And of course, it's also going to be available for PS5 and PC. Also, since we're still talking about Obsidian, they did also announce Grounded 2. Again, I don't give two flying fucks about this game, but the reason I'm mentioning this game in particular is because this shit really sold like hotcakes when it came to PS5. Motherfucking like fucking PlayStation fans like to argue and complain about Xbox and shit, but when them shits come to fucking PlayStation, the motherfuckers eat that shit up. Cause when Sea of Thieves came, that shit sold like hotcakes. When other games from Xbox library came to PlayStation, it's kind of selling. So again, this is why I said their strategy is working. So it is what it is. This game comes out the 29th of July, and it will also, of course, be on Game Pass, but also on, PS5. Next game had me kind of like, oh shit, Sunset Overdrive 2? Like, what the fuck? I literally, like a dummy, was like, how the fuck is Insomniac working on this game? And they're working on Wolverine. I was an idiot at that moment. But the next game that they announced was High on Life 2. That was like that little first-person shooter game where your gun can talk to you and whatnot. And I know one of the voice was like from Rick and Morty. So again, they didn't show much, but I'm glad to see that it's coming. It really looked like Sunset Overdrive, so I'm down for it. I'm on board for it. And again, it's coming to Game Pass and also PC and PS5 this winter. That was the most interesting thing. I thought it was gonna come out next year, but it said like this winter. So we'll see if it makes that release date. But that was kind of like a cool announcement. This next one also had me tripping balls because I'm like, oh my god, it's Prince of Persia. I swear, I was tripping out on this Xbox showcase, all right? I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I ain't gonna lie. Some of the shit they were showing off, I was like, bro, this shit is literally this game, and I'm completely wrong on it. I don't know why, but the next one was Resident: A Plague's Tale Legacy. I'm like, whoa, Plague Tale is getting a spin-off. And as someone who owns all the Plague Tale games, I'm excited for this shit. I have heard nothing but unanimously great things about the Plague Tale games. I own each one of them. I heard the last one was so fucking cool. So I am so looking forward to this game. It's right around my alley. It looked like also Assassin's Creed Origin. So I'm down for this game. Hopefully it's like very combat focused, exploration and whatnot. So I'm down for it. I'm on board. I'm glad that this franchise is like going off into different spin-offs and whatnot, do different things. So I'm looking forward to this. It comes out 2026 for Xbox Game Pass, PC, and of course PS5. Now this next announcement, and this to me, this was Xbox's biggest announcement, was the Xbox Ally handheld device announcement. Now, it's been leaked, rumored for a long time that Xbox wanted to do a handheld. And when I first heard of it, I was like, no. And then seeing it now was really interesting. I was like, oh, wow. And the more and more information that came out about this handheld device, I am very intrigued by this. I think this was the showstopper of their conference, in my humble opinion, because literally, for what I've looked up and was listening to interview, this is practically like a mini PC on the go. So this is running on the Windows 11 operating system and whatnot, and it's gonna be able to run all, if not most, of your Xbox Game Pass games. And with their new initiative of like Play Anywhere, any game that has a Play Anywhere or a Game Pass subscription can use this device on the go. And I was like, wow, like that's actually interesting. And cool part is, it doesn't need to, it's not like only just like cloud streaming like the PlayStation Portable. It can really just go anywhere, play, just like a Steam Deck. So I was like, oh wow. And for what I always heard is like Steam Deck is not as powerful as a Acer Ally device. So to see that they partnered up with Acer to do this device is really cool. And that's the key thing I want a lot of people to understand. This is not like Xbox is making this shit. Xbox is just helping them with this, helping them with the architecture and the programming of this. So this is a joint project. This isn't like Xbox doing this shit on their own. And I think that's actually a smart idea. You know, I'm really baffled on why PlayStation never thought of this shit. So this to me was like a real cool idea. My only concern is the price tag. Like, really honestly, if this shit is like $800, I think that's gonna be a no-go. But if they like really price this right, I think this could be a really banger. And it's like two editions: the original edition that just comes in white, and then there's the fucking Acer's X version of this, which comes with all fancy bell and whistles and like a haptic feedback and shit. I was like, oh shit, this is dope. The only other criticism I would have is that not all Xbox games are going to be able to run on it. Only games that have the Xbox Play Everywhere stamp on it. If it's not in that ecosystem, it's not gonna work. So, you know, I can see the appeal of this. You know, again, that pricing is was gonna determine whether or not this is gonna be a good system. And also, it's running on Windows 11, so hopefully it'll run well. Windows 11 is not all that great of an operating system, so we'll see. But this was like the highlight of the show for me. It was really something that was like, oh man, why the fuck didn't PlayStation think of this? Also, no word on price tag and also release date. Only thing they said is coming out this holiday season. And I'm like, you know, again, a little iffy, but I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. Again, that price tag. Ooh, I'm worried about that price tag. This next game was on my most anticipated game of 2025. So to finally see some gameplay, or a little bit of gameplay, was hype as fuck. Blood of the Dawn Walker. Now, I want to just say, this game is looking a little rough. Alright, the frame rate was a little choppy. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I was like, oh lord. but the gameplay straight up just looks like Witcher. All right, like they said that the combat and based off of what they showed is everything on what they said it was going to be. When you're in the nighttime, you play as a full-fledged vampire and you have all your vampire abilities. I saw at one point he was walking on the wall and like dashing in night, and then combat he's using claws and shit and just tackling people. But in the morning it's playing like a traditional Witcher game. So I'm looking forward to this, but again, shit was looking a little rough and I need like a full deep dive of this game. But so far, everything they've shown is looking really good. Again, I have faith. This is the Witcher, like some of the Witcher 3 developers, so I have faith in this. But they better cook. They better cook. I don't want to hear no excuses. Cook, motherfuckers, cook. This is your own new studio, Rebel Wolf. So I better see Rebel Wolf kick ass. This looks good though. Comes out 2026 for PC, PS5. Series X and S consoles, but will also support the Xbox Play Anywhere initiative. So hopefully it turns out great. This next one, I ain't never played Super Meat Boy, but I ain't gonna lie to you, after seeing this shit, I was like, I'm kind of sold. And again, it's on Game Pass. Super Meat Boy 3D. Looks super cute and brutal. It looks super cute and brutal, but I'm glad we're getting more 3D platformer games like this. Ever since Astrobot came out, I'm happy that more developers are kind of like leaning in. Like, not every game has to be like these fucking big, massive RPG extravaganza games. They can be these little fun little games. And again, of course, the cool part is about this shit is that it is going to be on Game Pass. So again, easy cop, man, easy cop. This comes out early 2026 and will be on PC and PS5 as well. Now, this next game, oh man, the year of the ninjas is looking strong for us. All right, it's definitely the year of the ninjas, man. Oh my goodness, Ninja Gaiden 4, holy shit. Oh my goodness. I saw not only the gameplay for this, but a deep dive into the gameplay, and oh my goodness, bro. We're cooking, bro. We're cooking, bro. Oh my god. I know Itagaki fans are kind of mad and pissed. You know, enemies are not coming at you that strong. You know, they have an option now where you could turn the fucking difficulty off and on at any point, which is, I think, new for the series. Oh my goodness. Oh lord. Wow. This game looks fucking badass. Again, I'm really have high hopes for this. You know, Ninja Theory, Platinum Games, I should say, you know, is leading the helm on this, while Ninja Theory is like backing them up. I mean, Team Ninja is backing them up. So I'm like kind of like really hoping that this will put Platinum Games back on a good steady pace. They can't take no more L's, man, but it was looking really cool. Like in the gameplay preview, I saw like Yakumo, the new main protagonist. I saw him run up the wall, fucking dive kick into an enemy, did his air combo into a Yuzuna drop. I was like, bro. And it looked so fucking fast paced. I was like, bro, thank you, Lord. No more of this slow-mo bullshit and fucking Souls boring ass games. Some fast paced, in your face, bloody combos. Oh my goodness. I was just sitting there the whole time just cheesing, watching like the interviewer talk. And I'm just like, yes. And then like just to hear, you know, the director and the game producers talk about like they know like Souls games are like everywhere, and they're just trying to make a game that's like catered to character action fans. I'm like, bro, like Jesus Christ, I was just so fucking happy just hearing this stuff. You know, again, I really just hope they just nail it. My only concern, and this is my only thing I have to say about Ninja Gaiden 4, is that I am concerned about the Ryu parts. We haven't seen a lot of his gameplay or his weapons. And even in the pre-order, what I noticed is that for his pre-order deluxe edition stuff, it's just like two different outfits and one variation of his sword. And I'm just like, oh lord. Meanwhile, Yakumo has like shit ton of different like weapons and whatnot. So they're showing a lot of Yakumo stuff. Also, I love that Yakumo like pulls his sword together and like it gets like this big ass blood sword. I'm like, yo, this is like my fucking like dream anime character. Like a character that can just pull blood out of your enemies and just like make it into a big ass sword. Bro, that is literally some weeaboo dumb shit I'm into. Okay, I fuck with Yakumo a lot. I will say, out of all these new characters, new protagonist characters, in terms of design, I really gotta hand it. I love Yakumo a lot. Like you know, Nero started out kind of like, his design is like, but I loved his Devil Bringer. That was the most unique thing about him. But right off the bat, Yakumo he's got that look and that swag, and I'm down for all of it. This game just looks amazing. I've been rambling this far, but man, I'm so looking forward to this game. And it's day one on Game Pass, coming October the 21st. 2025 for also PC and PS5. So go check it out. I'm looking forward to this game. This is the day one cop. This next game had me so fucking stunned because I was like, Game Freak, what the fuck? These guys make other games other than Pokemon? Like, I was just blown away. Like, I was just stunned. Like, my fucking friends, like my homeboys had to be like, yeah, they make other games. I was like, wait, they do? But funny enough, I kind of already had a feeling that this was Game Freak. Sad. This is so sad to say. I knew it was Game Freak because I'm like, this shit looks so unpolished. It's not even funny, bro. And so the game is called Piece of Reincarnation. And all I gotta say is, oh god. Another Souls game. I could care less. But then I'm like, you know, it's Game Freak, so I'm really kind of curious how they're gonna handle this. So, you know, I've never seen them do anything other than fucking the Pokemon games. So I'm very curious how this is gonna work out. But again, it's a Souls game. But then again, the king character is a female, so I'm like, you know, I'll check it out. And the cool part is, it's gonna be on Game Pass, and it comes out sometime in 2026, also on PC and also on PS5. Now, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, this next game kind of blew the socks off Outer World 2. Like, this game, Clockwork Revolution, we've seen it before, but they went into a longer, extensive video. The video was like, their segment was like almost 5 minutes long, and it kind of dragged down the pacing of the show. It hurt the pacing, but the simple fact what they were showing was so fucking cool. It's literally Dishonored meet BioShock Infinite. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, you can rewind time in certain moments to like get a better position in terms of a flank. There's customization, just so much. You can customize guns as well. It's got the steampunk aesthetic, again, like Dishonored, so much. And the cool part is, like, you can change and alternate time at any time you want. And I was like, oh wow, like, this looks incredibly good. Like, I was just like fucking stunned at how good this game looked. I really have high hopes. Like, this stole it from me. Like, I'm sorry, Outer Wilds 2, or Outer Worlds 2. I keep saying Outer Wilds. I don't know why, but Outer Worlds 2. This completely was like, had me hooked, had me by the balls. I'm like, I got this. All right. It could have been shorter, but you know, what they showed off was so interested. Like, I didn't even think about Outer Worlds 2 after this shit. I was thinking about this game. But sadly, there's no release date for this game. No release date, so, you know, it is what it is. I guess that's one negative I'll say about that, is no release date on that, or not even a release window. But it is coming on Game Pass day 1, so that is a cool thing. Bloober Team. It's been an interesting time with Bloober Team, man. Their next game, Cronos The New Dawn. I gotta say, it looks like fucking Dead Space. It looks like Dead Space meets Callisto Protocol, and I'm all for it. Alright? I need my Dead Space fix. So I'm definitely gonna cop this. And I have faith in them, you know, because, you know, for all reports, like Silent Hill 2 Remake was a good game, you know, and so for me personally, I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt and really try this. Like, you know, they've been really doing well for themselves lately, and hopefully this game will be really good. And also, the news broke out, just to go on a little side tangent, like, news just broke out that they're working on Silent Hill 1. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it would have been more interesting if they worked on it first before doing 2. But, you know, I think Konami has faith in them, and seeing how successful Silent Hill 2 was, they gave them the reins to handle Silent Hill 1. So that's cool. At least it's not Silent Hill 3 like I thought they were going to do. So that's fucking awesome. Like, that's really cool. But overall, like, I'm looking forward to this new game. This Dead Space Returnal fucking Callisto Protocol ass game, bro. Again, it looks good, so I'm down for it. It comes out fall 2025 for the Series X and S, PC, and PS5. But of course, as always, it is also coming to Xbox Play Anywhere initially. So I'm looking forward to this game. And I guess somebody over in Korea fucking heard my prayers, finally answered the Elder God. Finally, the Elder God has answered my prayers. Somebody in Korea finally said, well, what if we fucking make a Splinter Cell game but add our unique twist, and that there's fucking zombies and shit in it? And it's like, okay, what? Military shit, but also mixed with some zombie and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? But I don't give a fuck. Mudang Two Hearts. It literally just looks like Splinter Cell, but again with supernatural shit, and also you get a segment where you play as a fucking K-pop star. And I'm like, I fucks with this. Alright, I fucks with this gameplay. I seen gameplay after the presentation, and it looks really good. It looks really fucking good. But fuck me, I know this game, it's just gonna be one of those games where the gameplay is solid, but everything else looks generic and trash and whatever, but the gameplay is gonna be solid. So I'm down for this. It's coming out next year, 2026, for Xbox Series X and S, PC, and PS5. Then, of course, they already announced this, but, you know, my boy Tony Hawk had to pull up there, and my man looked like he can use some cocoa butter, or, you know, I don't know what he taking, bro. My man looking rugged down, bro. I don't know, man. But enough of clowning on the man. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3+4. It looks really good. Alright, it looks really good. I'm gonna add it to my collection. The cool part is you can get Doom Guy as a skater. I'm all for it. I'm gonna probably add that to the collection, and it comes out on all platform and is on Game Pass. So check it out. Have fun. It comes out July 11th. So you know what that means. While you're in there, fucking getting your skating on whatever platform you decide to choose, you could be watching DC Studios Superman. So, you know, Just saying. This next game spoke to me. Like, I don't know what it was about, and I wish they had shown more gameplay and had like an interview or a deep dive into it. But at face end, really something about this game spoke to me. I don't know. The character's hair moving around all the time. I know the character's sister came through with lightning and shit. Like, pulled up to the scene in lightning. I was like, okay, this is like sick as fuck. It seems like the more you attack enemies, you get to pick a card, and that card has special abilities. So it has a card game element, but also it's like a 2D platforming game. I was like, oh man, like I'm day dare one. I'm in this shit. I want this shit. I need this shit. And it comes out 2026 on Game Pass, but also on PC and PS5. So I'm looking forward to this game. Next, going back to what I was saying about fucking PlayStation fans talking shit, but when this shit pops, y'all gonna be on this shit. Gears of War Reloaded. And all I gotta say is, fucking PlayStation fans, I'm gonna need y'all motherfuckers to turn off crossplay. Just turn that shit off. Turn that shit off. I'm telling you right now, as a Gears of War fan, as someone who is my favorite Xbox, like, fucking, you know, game. This is my favorite Xbox exclusive game. Turn off. I'm begging you, turn off crossplay. Cause y'all motherfuckers gonna get demolished, alright? You're gonna get Superman. You're gonna see like fucking like people just jumping and scooping through different walls and shit. Hey, especially if it's running like Gears of War 1. Gears of War 1's combat multiplayer was wild back in the day. Y'all had to be there in the 360 era. It was wild. All you just see is niggas just sliding on fucking walls and shit. Blowing people's heads off. One-shot kills with snipers, headshots. Oh, it was so good. But yeah, like, this game is awesome. So I'm so glad, like, people are finally getting to play it. It's one of my favorite Xbox series franchise. So I am looking forward to seeing how PlayStation fans in particular take to this game. It comes out August 26, 2025 for Xbox Game Pass, PC, and PS5. So go check it out. Just turn it off. Just turn off crossplay. Now, this one would have been such a cool surprise. As a Persona 4 fan, I would have lost my shit if they had kept this under wraps. But sadly, the voice actors fucking ruined this shit so bad, and I was just kind of like, ah. When they showed it, I was like, ah, fuck. It is true. So Persona 4 Revival, bruh, what the fuck? Like, again, I couldn't get happy about this because, like, the fucking voice actors came out and spoiled it. The original voice actors came out and spoiled this. Having said all of that, this game should have been called Rewind. That would actually fit in with the whole Persona 4 aesthetic. It's cool that they're doing this because Persona 3 Reloaded was apparently really good for what people said. I own it, didn't play it, but I'm really happy. This is my favorite Persona game. I owe this game a lot. This game changed my outlook on RPG games. So to have it be re-envisioned and reimagined is like really dope. But again, I really wish the voice actors did not say anything. And I get it, they were pissed that they weren't coming back to voice the characters, but yeah. I would also say this game looks really rough, and Atlas even had to come out and be like, yeah, like, we know this is very early in development. So yeah, they didn't really have anything really to say on this, but I do appreciate the announcement. Again, no release date, but will be on Game Pass day one and also coming to PS5 and PC. So I'm there day one, so I can eat meat with Chie. All right, me and Chie are gonna be eating some meat together. Pause. This next one is, of course, more content is coming to Sea of Thieves, but I don't really care about this, but I just want to put it in a segment to say happy 40th anniversary Rare. You know, it is sucks that they're not at the route or the prolific like company they once was. Like, Rare made banging ass games, so to see that they're just kind of like the Sea of Thieves team is kind of depressing in my humble opinion. But to see that the company is still around and is still going strong is like, you know, it is what it is. But this is one of their most popular like multiplayer games, so you know, shout outs to them, shout outs to Xbox, and of course you PlayStation fuckers are gonna eat this shit up, you fucking bastards. And then we get into the announcement. If you thought the Marvel fucking announcement, the Marvel and Tokon Fighter announcement was hype, I was not prepared for this shit. Invincible versus Invincible versus. I literally thought it was just going to be an adventure game. I was like, oh, this is cool and whatnot. Then that shit said fight. I was like, wait, what? It's a fucking versus game. And then they said it's not just a versus game, it's a 3v3 versus game. I was like, what the fuck? And then what fucking blew my fucking brain till fucking blood was just boosting out of the fucking package, all right, is that this is being made by a new dev team, a brand new studio. They're called Quarter Up. And I was just kind of like, damn, like some of the way how these characters are fighting and whatnot, it reminded me of Killer Instinct. And sure enough, I looked up, did some research and whatnot. I watched a few videos, few interviews of them, and motherfucker, these motherfuckers, half of the development team is literally just the Killer Instinct team. I'm like, what? Oh, this is a day one cop, day one fucking cop, and they said it's gonna be extremely bloody. It's gonna stay homage and true to the source material. You don't have to worry if you've never seen Invincible episode or read the comics. This game is gonna make you feel right at home. And the cool part is, again, it was just like so many of the devs from Killer Instinct is in this shit. Like, you even have fucking Rick on here fucking talking about the game and like how he saw it, and originally they didn't want to make it like a Killer Instinct game, and he was like, no, lean into that shit, lean into like this is like a 3v3 Killer Instinct game. And I was like, bro, what the fuck, and I'm like, bro, this looks sick as fuck. I highly recommend you go watch a bunch of content creators that's talking about it, in particular Maximilian, the Yo Video Game crew, you know, anybody who got their hands to touch the game, watch them talk about it. It just sounds so fucking awesome. And the cool part is Robert Kirkman, he really was into it, and he was like, bro, like this is how he envisioned like doing a fucking Invincible game, is making it a fucking fighting game. And the thing I took away from this is like, this is literally what Mortal Kombat 1 could have been with the tag system. Like, these guys are tagging into combos and shit, and you can like combo break and shit. I was like, bro, bro, I need more of this game. The only issue I have is that, you know, it looks a little rough, but this is like pre-alpha. They already said they don't even have some of the voice. And they said like they brung over like a narrative consultant along with Robin Kirkman to help them with the story of this game. So there's gonna be like voice voiceovers and voice lines for characters that have never met in the comics nor the TV show. So I'm like, oh man, this is a day one cop. I'm getting this. Hopefully it's at Evo, you know, so we can see more. But yeah, I'm all for this. And then they hit me with the coolest fucking announcement, or at least an announcement that made me happy that this group of players can finally play these two amazing fucking games. I'm grouping it into one. Finally, Xbox fans can finally play Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1, and of course my beloved character action game, Final Fantasy game, Final Fantasy 16. Oh my goodness, I made a video on Final Fantasy 16, and what I love about it, it is a roller coaster of a fucking ride. But again, I'm just gonna want to talk to my Xbox motherfuckers. I want to talk to y'all real quick. Please go support these games. You've been begging and you've been pleading Xbox, and you've been arguing that the games would have sold better if they were on Xbox for mad long. So I better hope you guys go support Final Fantasy 16. It's an amazing game. It is not a traditional turn-based game. It is more of a character action game like Devil May Cry or Bayonetta. So if you're into that style of game, you're gonna enjoy it. It has some rough parts, but it's pretty good. And then Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1. Bro. Like, it's remake. It's remake Part 7, bro. Like it's so fucking good. One of the definitions of a true great remake. Regardless of what some of the community may say, this is like a fantastic remake. So I highly recommend you try it out. The cool thing is for Final Fantasy 16, it's out right now. You can go play it right now. And no, it is not on Game Pass. You actually have to buy it. So go play it. And in the winter, Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1 will be available. So overall, I couldn't be happy. Y'all argued and bitched about this shit, so please go support it. Please go play it. Don't just sit there and bitch and then don't go support it. Go support it. So that's just my 2 cents on the whole matter. Last but certainly not least, Call of Duty Black Ops 7. This was the moment where I literally was like clapping for joy, waiting in anticipation, and my excitement went from fucking 100 to 0 real quick as soon as I saw Call of Duty popped on the name. I was like, oh Lord. I was like, are you for real, Spill Spencer? Are you for real, guys? Are y'all fucking for real? This is how you end fucking your conference, your showcase? You had so much other bangers you probably could have showed, but you ended on Call of Duty. Oh my goodness, this is ass. It turned, I was so close to giving this show like a fucking 7.5. But then I thought about it, I was like, this made sense. When you really think about it, it is technically speaking now their biggest franchise. The last game, despite whether or not it was good or not, it was a big hit on Game Pass. And for what all my friends say, the zombie mode is fucking awesome. Like, truly awesome. I own it on Game Pass. I can pop it in and play it right now, but I have no desire of playing Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Maybe I'll jump on the 7, but again, Call of Duty is just not my thing. Like, this one time I actually agree with the Splitgate dev, even though he embarrassed himself. It's like, I'm just tired of Call of Duty. I don't care for Call of Duty. But to see it's on here, you know, people's gonna fuck with it. It's Call of Duty. And again, you can play Call of Duty for 20 fucking bucks. Alright, so again, I think it's not how I would end the show, but I thought it was a pretty damn good show. And as always, I'm gonna wrap up the video and say this, you know, I gotta be honest, Xbox, as much as people clown on Xbox, man, they really have been walking their own path with this whole like not doing exclusivity shit no more, not really focusing so much on the heart on the, you know, Xbox console, and more saying, hey, we just want our games on every platform and really give into the whole Game Pass subscription. Weirdly enough, it's working out for them. A lot of the games they showed were really dope. Like that Clockwork Revolution game, that stood out to me, you know, and even though, you know, fucking Outer Worlds 2 is going to be $80, you know, you can get that on Game Pass, so it's not that too bad. You know, they're really working to get people onto that Game Pass subscription as best as possible. That's like their flagship poll. It isn't the console, it isn't the PC shit. I don't even think it's the new handheld stuff, which I think the handheld stuff is actually interesting if it's priced right. Could be very fascinating, especially if you could get Steam on that shit. It's an instant cop. However, you know, my only thing I would say is that Xbox really got to work on their fucking like endings to a conference. That shit was ass announcing Call of Duty, even though it made sense. Realistically speaking, since Call of Duty is a big fucking franchise, you can't deny that. Even if you hate Call of Duty, is a big franchise. To simply end the game on that, end the conference on that, was like, oh no. It was like, no, Xbox. And also, I do think Xbox still has to work on a stigma that they have, is like, oh, these games, we're waiting long, or we're waiting long and they're not reaching that level of quality like a PS5 game or even a Nintendo game. I still think it's something Xbox has to work on. But overall, I mean, again, like, this is like the second or 3 years in a row I just walked out of an Xbox presentation extremely hyped, extremely excited, extremely happy with the future Xbox is taking. I think the route they're going on, while it's different and very weird, and I know that's going to piss off a lot of Xbox fans, but I think it's working in the benefit. So overall, if I had to give them a grade, I would give them the same grade I gave fucking PlayStation, which is an 8, you know? And they both have the same problem. They didn't have a lot of their big hitters there. But, you know, what they did show off was really cool. And I think the added bonus for Xbox was literally saying that some of your games can be played anywhere. And, again, Game Pass. So, overall, I thought they did great, you know. With all that being said, I'm going to wrap up the video. If you're new to the channel, please comment, rate, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Let me know, what did you think of the Xbox Showcase for 2025? What was the game that you're most looking forward to playing? Comment below and let me know. And as always, stay tuned. It's your boy, Mr. Degenerate, coming signing out. Have a good one, my little degenerates, and peace out.